It's definitely exciting. I mean, like you said, we've all had it circled on our calendars, but I mean, we're still taking it the same we take every week, just one game at a time, just trying to be 1-0 for the week, really.
Uh, Basically, what Devin said, I think it's a good opportunity to play the number one team in the country, but we're going to treat it as we do every week, come out Monday through Thursday, stay focused, practice hard, and get it done.
You guys have obviously been around a few years. You guys, they've gotten the better of you the last couple of years. Kind of talk about the last couple of games between those guys with those guys.
I mean, they've got the better of us the past two times we played them, but I mean, we come with strong game plans and everything. But I mean, we're really treating it as just another game. I mean, we're gonna come with our game plan and we're gonna play our game, Colonel football, and just try and take it to them.
Yeah, play Colonel football, and as Coach Hood tells us, every week you got to finish each game from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. Can't because any team can come back and beat you. So we just got to play hard and finish the whole game out, and everybody do their part, and hope everything goes good.
I think what stuck out from last year was they ran for a whole bunch of yards on you guys. Is that kind of obviously you guys look back on last year from that film and kind of that what stuck out to you?
I mean, we kind of looked at it a little bit, but this year we're gonna do what we did last year, but get better fits on the run game, and stop it as best as we can, and they're gonna make big plays, but we're gonna do the best we can, fit in our gaps, and everybody assignment sound.
Okay. Statistically, on paper and everything, guys, it seems like you guys are 1-2 in the league in everything. You guys go offense, defense. Kind of, what do you look at from their offense standpoint? You need to focus on. Then I guess Devin talked about.
Well, they have some pretty good backs and wide receivers, and quarterback pretty good. I feel like as long as we contain them, and it starts up front, and our defensive line, they play hard every game. We play hard as a whole together. Then we can stop them this year.
And defensively, I mean, they're solid up front. They have a great D line. They're solid as well in the secondary. They play well together. But I mean, I think that there's some places we can expose them in, and I think you guys have to just watch on Saturday.
I mean, offensively, you guys have had so many different people. You've had so many injuries, but yet you've had so many people come in and contribute, and you got some guys back. And, I mean, you guys seem like you have enough weapons to overcome the injuries you guys have had so far.
I mean, we've really had an emphasis, and I guess you've seen it. We've really been emphasizing the next man up. And, I mean, our offensive coordinator, Coach Devin, talks about it every day. But, I mean, we really have guys stepping up in all places on the offense, just making plays for us and keeping us undefeated in the conference.
And defensively, not to have a guy like Stanley back there hurt, but then you've got a bunch of other guys who stepped up and really played well.
Yeah, I think with us having younger guys at the same position as Stanley, they get to watch him practice and see how hard he works, so it motivates them. So if he goes down like he did, they're able to step in, and we won't miss a beat at the position that he played.
Yeah, I'm assuming, obviously, you can't go down there and have over 100 yards of penalties like you had on Saturday, so that'll be something you guys need to work on and clean up, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, we really shot ourselves in the foot with all the penalties, but I mean, it's better that it happened in a game like that than in a game like this where it's going to be neck and neck the whole game.
Having Glover back, does that help you, Devin? I mean, they have to pay attention more, maybe.
Oh yeah, having Glover back definitely helps us. I mean, that's another weapon. I mean, huge target, great player for us. I mean, he really takes up a whole half of the field whenever he's in the game. So having him back definitely does help us.
Yeah, there's no problem focus this week. You know, it's these are the easy ones to coach from a standpoint of, you know, guys are motivated, guys are locked in. You know, there's not a whole lot of reminders, you know, to stay, you know, tuned to the process, you know, and that's the key. You know, I mean, there's no question they're the number one team in the country, and deservedly so. And I thought last year when we played them, I thought, you know, they were the best FCS team that we had ever played since we've been here. I mean, I thought they could win a national championship. I thought they were better than the James Madison team that we played, and I thought they were better than the Richmond team that won a national championship. You know, so there's no question they're legit. Got great players, great coaches, and and they're for a real team. So there's not a whole lot of extra bells and whistles to try to get our guys motivated to play. I mean, you get excited when you get a chance to play a great football team. But the focus has to be on the process. I mean, it doesn't matter how excited you are to play. You've got to, be locked into practice as far as the process and, all the different looks that you're working on, and making sure you're watching film, making sure you're doing fundamentals of the game correctly, all that type of stuff.
And striking similarities between the two teams. I mean, statistically, almost the same kind of numbers. You guys both took an SEC team to overtime. I mean, there's just a lot of things on paper that you guys look very similar.
Yeah, I wish we'd have both won those games. That would have been a lot better for the conference. I know we were cheering for them when we were down at NC State when they were playing their game, and I'm sure they were cheering for us. There's a lot of camaraderie between our coaches in the conference, and I'm sure they wish we won. We wish they would have won.
The last two trips down there have been crazy. You guys, obviously the 28-point comeback, and then the last time down there they hung 60-something on you. So it seems like it's all. You never know what you're going to get when you go down there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we were down there was an absolute butt whipping, from start to finish. There was no moment in the game where we played well or no moment in the game where they played poorly. It was just not only on the scoreboard, it was a physical whipping. 2 years ago, that really 2 years ago, I thought the Jacksonville game cost us because of how poorly we played and how physical they played. I thought it really cost us 2 games. We came back home and lost to Martin at home after playing down there, and it was a worst loss I've ever been a part of. And up to that point we had done well, and Coach Clark came in and new staff, and got things rolling, and they still got it rolling, and it's a big challenge.
And then last year I think they ran for 300 yards on you or something. I think that was the biggest difference in the game last year.
Yeah, they're up front. They're the same. They're tough and they're physical. They've got, they believe in what they do schematically, and they do it really, really well. You can tell that they're very well coached, very fundamentally sound. We didn't fit the run very good, last year as a defense, and they played, a lot better than we did, and ended up winning the ball game.
I heard you talking to Greg after the game, and he said really you thought the biggest difference last year was defensive line, and obviously with Noah, do you think obviously that he said pretty much everything else you thought was you matched up evenly pretty much everywhere except D-line. So where do you kind of see that now with Noah in the mix there?
Yeah, when you got somebody you're playing every year and they're putting a whooping on you 2 years in a row, you start to look, okay, what are they doing? And that's the thing we noticed. We just thought that their defensive line was so much better than not only anybody in the conference, but probably anybody in the country. That was really the difference. Felt like we had good players at skilled positions, good players at the second level, like they do, and like other teams that are nationally ranked in FCS football, but felt like their D line was something phenomenal. And then I think that we've closed the gap, with getting Noah Spence here, and then also the fact that we've got every guy back. We didn't lose one defensive lineman off last year's football team, and then added Noah, who's a really good pass rusher, and so I think that definitely going to help us.
I know it's only Monday, but kind of injury-wise, who do you expect to have, not expect to have? I mean, I know it's still 5 days away, but
yeah, I mean, we've been. I thought the kids did a good job talking about that. We've really had our guys bought into next man up and understanding that that's college football. We've got injuries. I'm sure they got injuries, and guys got to step up and play, and our kids have. We've been without Mike Scott or Beasley at the slot position virtually every game, and last 2 games Brian Green stepped up and been huge. Then we've been without Adam Lane or Deshaun Mobley or Contavious Hopkins, or all 3 in Saturday's case, and Ethan Thomas and Jared Sanders step up. We've been without our best corner for 2 weeks in Stanley Epson, and we had Dino Montgomery and Buck Solomon and Logan Oast and Jordan Whitfield, and those kids step up, and it's on and on and on. Lawan Smith's our starting colonel. Marquise Matone has had a heck of a season. Without him in there, Colton Scurry starting center. Z. Stevenson step in as a freshman has played great. it goes on and on and on. You know, we have we've had injuries like a lot of other people, but I think our guys have really done a nice job of stepping in and playing well.
In particular, Mobley or Absalon have a chance to play?
I think Stanley's got a chance. Yeah, he looked a lot better yesterday. You know, running around. He kind of, sort of, you know, thought about playing him Saturday. You know, he came out on Thursday, looked good for what he had been. Friday ran around, but we could see that there was a little, you know, hitch in his giddy up there. And then, so, you know, he was basically available as emergency, you know, on Saturday, and you know, didn't need him, so we didn't play him. So we're hoping he can be ready to go.
Mobley was just sick. Or
He was just sick. Yeah, we kept thinking he's gonna, one of those deals where, you know, you kept thinking, well, he'll be back. You know, he'll recover, and just, you know, never did. Really had him down.
And Adam had the hammy Saturday. Is that anything serious?
Oh yeah, I doubt if we'll have him. It'll be difficult to get somebody back from a hamstring, you know, 1 week. Yeah.
Like something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time you turn around.
Yep.
Okay.
Coach, I know this is kind of Dane's side of the ball, but can you talk a little bit about the play between Z. Stevenson and Ryan Garrettson, how those that playing time's kind of being divided?
Yeah, I don't know. I just know we've got, you know, we had to find an answer, you know, when Scurry went down, and Z was the first one because he was, you know, Scurry's backup, but he's a true freshman, you know, so we had to have a plan B, and I know Coach worked Minor in there some, and then he worked TT in there some, and I think he ended up settling on, you know, he liked TT in there, not so much that he liked him better than Minor, just like Minor where he was, you know, gave us a little more flexibility, and TT'd been a guard a little closer to that position, you know, than you know, going from a tackle to in there. So I think they're both doing well, and so he's just getting them both playing time in there.
Glover, is he 100% good to go now?
Yeah, I think he'll, you know, be a lot better. You know, first week back, he was rusty, hadn't played football since NC State, I think. So, you know, that's a lot of time to miss playing ball. So just with 1 week of practice, and couldn't put a big plan together, you know, for him because you still were unsure, you know, what he could do. And I think he went out there and did, you know, well enough that if he can have a good solid week this week, I think we'll see old Jeff Glover.
These special teams has really been a big part of the 5-2 record. How does JSU stack up on special?
Oh, they're phenomenal. I mean, they are really, really unbelievably sound, first of all, and then always have, you know, good kicker, good punter, great on their coverage teams. I mean, their punt team is phenomenal, you know, the way that those guys can cover. And, you know, they've been rock solid every year that we've played them.